Good morning, LC people. I've been looking forward to a day like today since the weekend when this bike arrived. I took the tank off. Perfectly solid underneath. I've looked inside the cap. Very, very clean inside the tank. So what have I done? I've put the battery on it. And I've just gone through the electrics on it. Everything's working, it's sparking. The indicators won't flash for some reason. Not sure why that is yet, but I'll get to the bottom of it. So yeah, she's sparking, and I'm very tempted before we go any further to clean the carbs out, just shove a bit of juice in it and just run it a little bit and see what she sounds like. For the owner more than anything else. His message the other day was, he says, I feel like an expectant father, waiting to hear it run for the first time in many years. So he starts to look through his box of bits. Yeah, he's got the rubbers and airbox cover, a few bits and bobs in there. Pulled out the tax disc. That's when the bike was obviously last on the road. 30th of the 4th, 1990 it was taxed. 1990. So yeah, he's had it in storage a long while. And I come across an old receipt for some whatever old fastenings. And I think the date on it was sort of December 2016. So he's had it in the back of his mind a very long while. Steve, the guy that owns it, to get around to it, and it just hasn't happened. I'm very fortunate it's come to me, because it feels like Christmas to actually look at a bike that's never really anybody had their hands on it. Toolkit's still in the place where it's always lived. The little tool tray, all the wires in all the right places. You know, they can be a bit of a faff, but that's where they're supposed to be. It's nice to see where everything is supposed to be, and everything's as it should be, screw-wise, bolt-wise, and everything else. It's a great thing to see. You know, chrome bolts on there, that's right. Not olive drab green. Yeah, the pegs aren't olive drab green. Not sure about the back bits, but I don't see any signs of much green left on them, if there was. Obviously still got all the cheesy screws in it. They've never been undone, have they? Look at them. It's going to be a joy, this is. I think the carbs have been off before because it's not the standard screw on that float ball, but there you go. I'm being your purism again, aren't I? But in the main, yeah, it's just dirty. I've just got the strong opinion he wants to keep patina on this bike. Thing is, if you make a clean spot and you start to paint things, it's going to make everything else look odd. Then you're going to have to do everything else. Before you know where you are, it's going to turn into a restoration, and he doesn't want that. I think it wants a wash, an oily rag round it, and do what it came in for. I'm not about making him do things he doesn't want to do. It's his bike, and at the end of the day, if it were me, I think it'd attract more interest. Yeah, I do. There's a lot of nice ones, but there's not many untouched originals knocking around in their original grime, is there? But no, the forks won't do, and I've got to do the oil for the forks, do the brake, sort the electrics, and sort the motor out. I will try and get it running, just for him, I think. Now, we spoke about this before. These are OO carbs. It's an early non-tie bar model. And they did the modifications where these were drilled out for the air corrector. Normally on these carbs, the hole's at the back and there's no brass ball in. So it got the air for the air corrector straight from the airbox. So it's either had a modification or it's had the carbs changed. It's definitely had the exhaust changed, because those clamps on them barrels, they're for the later model. And as you know, they had a recall to resolve the problems, which this bike must have had. It must have gone back to the dealers at some point in its life to get them bits done to it. But yeah, that's all I can tell you for now. I'm going to pull the carbs off. I'm going to go through the carbs. And I'm just going to see if I can get it running for a few minutes for the guy before I start to go gung-ho and pull the motor and change all the seals. They're going to want doing, come on. If it didn't run on the road since 1990, what is that? You know, 33 years, you know? It's a bloody long time, isn't it? So the bike's obviously been on the road for Not done a lot of miles from, when was it registered? Is it 81 W red, something like that? 81, last taxed in 90, so yeah, 9 years or thereabouts, and it's not really done anything since. What a joy, what a joy, what a pleasure it is to have a bike like this come in. Anyway folks, I'm going to press on and I'll keep you posted about the journey. Dilly dilly.